Hello, I'm Ash with Vocadex Learning English. Today we are going to be looking at some more advanced ways to describe members of our family. As always, if you like the vocabulary in this video, make sure to add it to your Vocadex through the Vocadex app so that you can study it and practice it in your own time. And eventually, you'll master that vocabulary. Anyway, enough with that. We are going to be looking at our first unique advanced vocabulary for family members. And the first one is in-laws. In-law is a way to describe a member of the family that is not connected to us by blood or by DNA. It's a member of our family that has been added through marriage. If I have a wife, and my wife has parents, those parents are not my parents. They didn't give birth to me. But because we are married, they're kind of my parents now. So we call these in-laws. For example, you have a mother-in-law and a father-in-law. So my wife's mother would be my mother-in-law, and my wife's father would be my father-in-law. And that works for brother and sister too. My wife's brother is my brother-in-law, and my wife's sister is my sister-in-law. They are not connected to me by blood. They're not my genetic family, but they are my family because I got married to a member of that family. So now we are kind of connected. And that's why we use the in-law suffix. So let's put that in an example. I went to my brother-in-law's 40th birthday party. I went to my brother-in-law's 40th birthday party. Another unique part of this suffix is that native English speakers sometimes describe mother-in-law and father-in-law together as just the in-laws. For example, I'm going to my in-laws' house for Christmas. I'm spending Christmas with my in-laws. And that really just connects mother-in-law and father-in-law together. So instead of saying parents-in-law, you just say your in-laws. So that is a very unique way of describing certain family members. The second way I want to share with you today is to describe older generations in your family. Now, how do we describe your grandfather's father? I'll give you a second. What do you think? How do we describe our grandfather's father? Well, we use the prefix great. Great-grandfather. So my grandfather's dad is my great-grandfather. My grandmother's mum is my great-grandmother. You can also switch the end part as well, so you don't have to say grandfather, grandmother. If you are more a grandma or grandpa kind of person, that's also fine. If you're a more granddad, grandmum kind of person, that's also fine as well. So you can say my great-grandmum, my great-grandma, or my great-grandmother. They all mean the same thing. They're all just different ways to say it. Let's try using this great plus family member in a sentence. I went to see my great-grandmother last Christmas. I went to see my great-grandmother last Christmas. Now, you might be thinking, oh, if we connect father-in-law and mother-in-law to be in-laws, do we connect great-grandmother and great-grandfather to be the greats? No. English is not that simple, it's not that logical, and we don't do that. We just say great-grandmother and great-grandfather. If you want to connect the two, you can say great-grandparents. Now, great can also work with uncles and aunties as well. For example, my great-aunt or my great-uncle. If you want to go even further, for example, my grandfather's grandfather, what do you think we need to do? Well, the correct answer is just add another great. So instead of saying great-grandfather's father, you would just say my great-great-grandfather. Same with mother, my great-great-grandmother would be my grandmother's grandmother. So those are two advanced ways to describe members of your family. in-laws for members of your family who are connected to you through marriage, and great plus family member if you want to describe older generations within your family. I hope you found those useful, and don't forget to add any vocabulary that you have enjoyed listening to and want to learn more into your Vocadex app so that you can study it anytime, anywhere. Thank you so much for watching, have a fantastic day, and I'll see you in the next video. Ta-ta!